Good morning, everyone. Um, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning right now. We've been up for a little bit over an hour, and it's day number 3. But I'm doing a video recording for day number 2, and the reason why, yesterday when I did the original recording while I was at the gym, I did an awesome video, and during the video, unfortunately, like an idiot, I forgot to turn on my microphone. So I recorded the entire video, but there was absolutely zero sound to it. It was such a bummer. Oh man. But speaking of bummers, let's talk about day number 2 lessons that you should have been working on. So first of all, our first lesson today was pursed. You guys know what it means to purse your lips? Well, I'm going to tell you what it means to purse your lips. So back in the day, with our ancient ancestors, if you will, even not even that long ago, we used to use primarily metal currency, coins, coins that had a specific value assigned to them because of the metal that they were, right? Gold, silver, things like that. All right. And in order to keep those things, house them, instead of what we've got now, which is like wallets that hold our paper bills, we would have coin pouches, coin purses, or satchels, or sacks, if you will. And we'd put our coins inside those, and that's how we would hold them, right? So we'd go out and we'd go to the vendors, the markets, the street fairs, whatever it was, and we would go and we would barter and we would use our money and be able to get whatever items it was that was required for our daily sustenance, and we would do that out of our coin pouch, right? So it used to be a little bit different back in the day, right? It was a centralized location, more or less, where people would go to get their required essentials for survival, right? But it was different also because, like I said earlier, there was a sort of bartering that would take place. There was a sort of haggling that would happen where you could kind of negotiate prices of different transactions. Nothing was really set in stone. It was up to the vendor and the purchaser, right? And they could decide however amongst themselves needed to be done for the betterment of the two, right? Now, if in that interaction that you're having, you reach for your coin purse rather excitedly because you're thinking, I like what this deal is, this proposal that we're working up, and so you excitedly open your coin pouch. But let's say that as you're going to finalize said transaction, bartering's been completed, if you will. During that time, your intuition may kick in. And you might feel, I'm not really liking what's going on right here. I'm feeling like this vendor is trying to bamboozle me, to take one over on me, to pull the wool over my eyes, if you will, right? So if in that moment, during that bartering transaction, you decided you didn't like it for some reason, then you'd cinch back up your coin purse. You would discontinue whatever the negotiations were in a kind of disapproving sort of way. And so you'd cinch up your coin purse and generally purse out your lips, right? So what does it mean to purse out your lips? Well, let me give you an example. That's it. Just kind of press down. A lot of times you can kick it off to the side if you want to emphasize how disappointed you are. Mm, 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 mm. Purse, purse, purse. That's what it means to purse your lips. So in disapproval, you'd cinch up your coin purse, you'd purse it. That's what I mean when I say pursed. But I'm not talking about your lips. I'm actually talking about the other end. I'm talking about your butthole. Now, pursed is designed specifically for you to pay attention to your rear end because we want your rear end nice and cinched up. We don't want it clinched Now there's a difference, right? We're not freaking angry right now. We're just making a fist. We're holding a little fart in church, right? A silent but deadly one. One that you know if you let it out, it might not even make sound, but you'll be given away by the smells that will just waft through the aisle, so you hold it. Now, we're not holding back Montezuma's revenge here. This isn't the dam that's about to break, okay? If you've got a fart coming that's going to end the world, we're talking nuclear style, well, you just need to get up and go and let that shit out. But we're talking about we're just pursed, not angry. Just pursed. We just want your butthole to be nice and sealed up. Now, what the fuck? Why? Why would I talk about that on day number 2? Oh, well, because if you don't mind your butthole when you're doing day number 1, when you're sitting up, when you're committing, you're engaging a whole lot more muscles now in your core than you ever did before. And if you're creating a sort of pressure on your internal system by sitting up, well, there's going to be extra pressure trying to get out. What's the one spot that's designed for release in your body? Your rear end. So if you put extra pressure into that system and do not maintain a clenched butthole, if you do not mind your butthole, you will get hemorrhoids. Plain and simple. And it's only going to get more difficult as time goes on. I'm going to give you more tasks and you're going to need to maintain them. And part of that, again, is going to be engaging a high amount of muscles throughout your entire body. Don't let the release point be your butthole. I'm serious. And if you can't have a conversation about your butthole, then that's indicative of a larger problem. And in reality, you're not quite ready for what I've got to say. Because if you can't stomach a conversation about a man's butthole and how important it is, you are not going to be able to handle the other conversations that we're going to have, because they get far deeper and darker than just what it means to have a healthy butthole. Now, the second lesson that we learned today. Oh, by the way, I'm in my van. You guys want to, I'll give you a little bit of a tour. It's a dirty as shiz right now. I haven't quite finished it. It's one of my projects. Let's go ahead and show you the real dirt. Look at this. Oh, it's all my tools and stuff. Anyways, I apologize for the detour. Now, something else that's important with hydration, with pursed butthole, is hydration, and it's drink water. And I've talked about this on Instagram just briefly. And there's something that was impressed upon me during my time in the military, right? And that idea was that hydration is the responsibility of people who are aware of how important hydration is. In the military, that's the leadership, right? So they're required, nay, they're held responsible and accountable for the hydration of each and every one of their soldiers. In fact, there's a cadence for it, right? A call out. It's a signature, right? A trademark, if you will. So the military, the leadership, the brass, they're all in charge of that. And so they'll set these times, maybe amongst themselves, maybe they'll share it. Usually they share it. But at those times, those critical junctions, those phase points, they'll call out the cadence. And that cadence is drink water, but they'll do it loud. They'll do it serious. And this is going to be loud. I'm going to try and do this real military style. So you might want to adjust your volume for this. But in reality, what they'll do is drink water. That's what it is. Drink water. Do it. Hydrate. Drink water. It's so important. Now, hydration is a balancing act. It's such a balancing act. And if you haven't noticed, everything that I've talked to you about thus far, and as we continue, everything that we're going to talk about in the future is going to revolve very heavily upon maintaining a balance. We're looking for neutral in our lives. We want neutral in our hydration as well. Okay? Because I'm focusing on your butt right now. If you aren't drinking enough water, the increased muscle activity that you're having from flexing and sitting up all the time is going to drain your water reserves inside of your body. You're going to lose it fast. You need to replenish that, because if you don't, then pooping is not going to be pleasant for you. And if pooping's not pleasant for you, it exponentially increases the chances for what? Hemorrhoids. We don't want hemorrhoids, okay? Drink water. Find the balance. Now, it's different for everybody. I'm not going to give you a very specific time frame. I recommend at minimum every 45 minutes you drink some water. 45 minutes. If the activity that you're doing increases your level of perspiration, meaning you're losing more water, drink more often, okay? In the military, it gets down to the point where we're required to drink every 15 minutes, depending on what the activity is and what temperature is. So know that it shifts, it changes. Find the balance for you. Make sure you're drinking water. And if you have been sweating like crazy and have been drinking water like crazy, well, you're going to need to compensate and fill in the missing pieces that you've lost from your sweat, which is electrolytes. So find a good drink that's got some electrolytes in it, that does not have a whole lot of sugar. Use that drink as a recovery method for you. All right? Hydration. Find the balance. Keep your butthole pursed. Mind your butt. Mind the release points. All lessons that we're going to talk about more later, that are going to be incorporated into every aspect of Macto, Masculus by Machismo. These are lessons that I've learned over a long life of trying all sorts of crazy ass things. And these lessons are full proof. In fact, many of them are things that I discovered on my own and then realized or found out later that others had already discovered it, have already been preaching and teaching it, have already been trying to perpetuate that message. I discovered that after already realizing how important the lesson was that I had already learned. I found the balance before I found the value. I'm giving you the value in advance. At least part of it. So take it. Go, run, have fun, sit up, be erect, live in the moment every single day, and make sure you mind your butthole. We're pursed. We're pleasantly disapproved. We don't let things in, we don't let things out without vetting them first, without evaluating their value. That's what we do. We find neutral, we find balance, we mind the release points. I love you guys. I hope that you are following everything that we're doing thus far. It's only going to continue to get better. Macto Masculus by Machismo. We are retraining the world on positive, helpful, useful masculinity, a divine masculinity. Keep going. Don't give up. It's only going to get better. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll get this up as soon as I can. I apologize for my lateness, but trust me, we're still rolling through this. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you later.